Greetings, YouTube. I just watched a video from someone here on YouTube concerning the whole Paula Deen kerfuffle. Both the comments that she made many years in the past, was it 27 years ago, and the abysmal PR moves that have been used by her and her staff in trying to contain the controversy. Frankly, this should be an object lesson to anyone in the PR business. This is how you don't do it. And the person in the video, randomer than average, felt that Paula Deen is the echo of the past. Of where casual racial comments, humor, things like that, were simply accepted because that was the norm where that person and when that person was raised. And here's the thing. We aren't computers. We don't just remain in a state unless someone goes in there and tinkers with the software. We are truly self-aware. We are truly sapient beings. We are aware that we are aware. My cat is aware of her surroundings. If I swing my hand at her, she'll respond. Put my hand on the ground like this. Yep, there she is. She wants to scratch. That's being aware. But she is not self-aware. She looks into a mirror, she's not going to understand what she's looking at. She's not going to realize that she has thoughts about thoughts. In you, we do. And for me, the casual racism that is being exposed by this Paula Deen controversy is far more insidious than the overt kind practiced by the white nation, was it the White Brotherhood or whatever, and the KKK and what have you. That's overt racism. Farrakhan is another good example of overt bigotry. Out there, loud, proud, we're gonna make ourselves sound like asshats. It's easy to find them. That's why I love the First Amendment. It's very simple to put your finger and go, hey, you know, that guy's an asshat, because they're telling you to the world that they are. But the casual racism and bigotry of the world, that weaves its way into the warp and weft of our society. It becomes so ingrained in casual conversations and humor and in remarks and in just general attitudes that color everything someone does, that you can have someone say that they would never be bigoted towards black people and mean it sincerely, and then moments later tell you that you gotta watch Puerto Ricans when they've got knives in their hands. Now, I've heard someone say that to me. I was stunned, because I know the guy, and he would never be racist against a black person, and yet a derogatory comment about Puerto Ricans just went right over his head. That is more dangerous to me than the guy in the white hood waving the flag, burning a cross. We can spot them. We know the danger they represent. But the people that are casual about it, the people that make offhand comments. When I was a kid, I've said this before, when I was a kid, eeny, meeny, miny, moe, catch a nickel by the toe. We said that. But it wasn't nickel in that rhyme, folks. It was nigger. That was what the rhyme was. And it somehow had been mutated over time to be less offensive, but it was still there. You can't catch a nickel by the toe. Nickels don't have toes. That's dangerous. That kind of thing will get into people's mind, become part of their personality and their worldview, and color everything that they do or say or consider. That is dangerous. And that can take decades to change. When you get right down, you dig deep enough into a person's conversation and their mental framework to find out that the reason they oppose marital equality is because they consider gay people icky. And they're using all kinds of excuses to cover that up. Some of them well thought out. Some of them thought by other people and handed them to be used. But at the core of it, that's the problem. And that is harder to change than the guy with the white hood waving the flag. It's harder to tell them, okay, it's okay if you think that they're icky, but you don't get to discriminate against them legally. We're not trying to rip out your mind and replace it. We're trying to show you that there's a better way of thinking. It's a healthier way of thinking. One without the casual bigotry and the casual racism that we in America have been raised with, me included. I didn't arrive at my worldview by just being passive. It was an active thing. I had to go out and I had to know people, and I had to read, and I had to ponder, and I had to acquire empathy and sympathy and compassion, and I had to learn that the other man's life and trials and tribulations are mine, and mine are his or her. And when you get to that, the casual racism and the casual bigotry is a whole lot harder to not notice. So this has been completely off the cuff. I thought about this for a total of 30 seconds, so I hope it made some sense. So tell me, do you consider casual or overt bigotry to be a bigger danger to our society? And could you give me examples that you've encountered when it comes to casual bigotry? Because the more we can see, the more information we have to work with, the better off we are. And examples will be of great help to us all. So tell me your stories. I want to know.